But I'm very excited to talk about today's election with my first guest. In addition to graduating from Stanford University, she has a doctorate in political science from Oxford University and recently launched her own show on MSNBC. It's been a huge ratings success with more and more people tuning in every night to hear her unique take on the day's political news. And I just discovered her by accident a few weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was, channel surfing at 11 p.m. and there is this intelligent-looking woman with big black glasses, and I started to listen, and I liked what I heard, and I've been watching her like an addict ever since. Last week, she sat down with Senator Barack Obama, our Democratic candidate, and take a look at this.
Do you think there is a stark difference between the parties?
Well, I do think there's a difference between the parties, but here's my belief, that I'm talking to voters. And I think there are a lot of Republican voters out there, self-identified, who actually think that what the Bush administration has done has been damaging to the country. And what I'm interested in is, how do we build a working majority for change?
Please welcome the host of the Rachel Maddow Show, Rachel Maddow. You don't wear your glasses on your show.
No, apparently they reflect. Not the lenses, but the frames themselves. And I look like a little Liberace-ish.
Yes. Well, if you put rhinestones, that would be okay.
Yes.
But so congratulations.
Thank you.
On your show. You've been on the radio for how long?
About 4.5 years on Air America since we launched just in spring of '04. And
has that been your entree to television?
I think so. I started doing cable news where they would sort of have me set me up to fight with people. That was how I started. And then I got asked back more and more and more, and ultimately Keith Olbermann at MSNBC asked me to start guest hosting for him, and that worked out well, and now here I am.
Well, I just read the article. There's in the new New York magazine, there's a big profile about you. What do you think?
My dog isn't chubby.
Oh. They got that wrong.
My dog is not chubby, but other than that, I thought it was very nice. It's so nice to have all this attention.
Well, no, the Dr. Maddow Show, and I thought it was a balanced article, and not that I know you at all, and whether it's balanced or not, it reads balanced, and I thought it was a very good article.
Oh, thank you.
And again, congratulations on this. When you interviewed Senator Obama, you seemed a little nervous, which I was surprised about, because it didn't seem to fit your character that I had observed. Now, why? Just because he's the presidential candidate?
Well, you know, my theory with nerves, the way it's always worked for me, and this is a blessing, and I don't know why I got this, but I was born this way, that I usually get nervous after I do something. Like when I leave here from talking to you, I'll be really nervous on the way home.
If you said something inappropriate or didn't ask the right question?
That's when the adrenaline hits me. Is that you know, when you get a little sweaty and you start breathing heavy and everything, that always happens after. In this case, the security rigmarole for getting to interview a presidential candidate started so early that my after nervousness happened once I was interviewing him.
Well, he was a cool cucumber, wasn't he?
He was very relaxed.
Yeah, and he was. I watched the whole thing last week, not last night. They sent me a tape, but I watched the whole thing last week, and I was very impressed at his command of the issues, which I have not heard very clearly during this whole campaign. You got him to talk about things like the electric grid and the infrastructure of America. I was surprised that he really hasn't talked about that openly with the American public.
And he was prepared to give me a cogent, strong answer on stuff that he's not getting asked about all the time. If you think about the number of things that you have to have in mind when you're running as a candidate, with all the different questions you get asked, for him to be ready to go, I tried to ask him questions that would have unpredictable answers. I didn't know what he was going to say. I didn't want to hear a stump speech. So I asked him about infrastructure. I asked him about Afghanistan. And he was prepared and ready to go. He was well briefed, and he seemed, he wasn't going to let me push him at all. Which I tried to do right off the bat. And he just seemed like he was very much in command of his own opinions, and he seems like a prepared, relaxed guy.
Well, I think he's an intelligent man, and he certainly has his opinions. And I've been disappointed. Have you been disappointed in this whole campaign that the issues, the real issues? Has anybody mentioned the environment?
Right.
Nobody's mentioned the environment in this whole campaign.
Right.
Nobody's mentioned, I mean, they've mentioned health care and they've mentioned taxes, but other things that are so important, even education has been mentioned only superficially.
And every time policy comes up, it's treated as if it's some sort of gotcha or some sort of arcana. I mean, one of the things that John McCain really distinguished himself on in the Senate in terms of being willing to cross over was issues like global warming. And so it's ironic and strange and worthy of question when he really crusades as the pro-coal guy,
right,
because that has real implications for global warming. But to bring that up is seen as a gotcha question. It's seen as too obscure. I would prefer more of a policy focus, but I guess we get what we're interested in to a certain extent.
Well, or what the interviewers are interested in, and what the debates I thought were milquetoast.
Yeah, I'm interested in the electric grid. I'm interested in infrastructure. Yeah.
Me too.
And I
the
think
bridges. I mean, I come to New York every day. I'm worried about the infrastructure. Well, anyway, when did you get interested in politics? Was this when you were a very young girl?
I think I was interested in news a long time before I was interested in politics. I don't remember this, but my mom describes me as not quite a toddler, but not yet kindergarten, reading the newspaper when I was a little kid.
Good.
Probably meant I was the most boring little kid in the whole world because I wanted to go read the national section. But I've always been really interested in news. And I think politics is, for me, it's just part of news. I'm interested in, we have 2 wars going on. I'm interested in the environment. I'm interested in our voting system. I'm interested in all of these things. And who gets elected is part of it. But it's a big wide world of what's going on out there. And I'm sort of just interested in all of it.
What do you think is going to happen today? Any predictions?
I'm a notoriously bad predictor, and so grain of salt.
Have you been wrong?
I'm
on
always
every election?
wrong.
No, unlike the former election.
Well, I thought that Senator Clinton would stay in it all the way till Denver, no matter what happened in the primaries, and she didn't do that. I thought that I wasn't sure that the Democrats were going to win the Senate in 2006, and they barely did. So I am humble about my predicting abilities. I have felt like John McCain is not out of it. And I know that everybody in the world says that this is Barack Obama's election to lose, and there's no way that John McCain is going to go there. I'm not counting him out. I'm not saying this is over.
I'm a nervous wreck. I'm sitting. I'm as nervous as can be today, and we have lots more to talk about with Rachel Maddow after we have a break.
Thank you.